The A3 appreciates USG DiCarlo's comprehensive briefing and listened carefully to the remarks offered by civil society representatives. We also welcome the representative of Venezuela and the representatives of the region to this meeting. Mr. President, the A3 aligns itself with the recent communique of the African Union on the situation in the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela and continues to monitor developments there with deep concerns. In particular, we note reports regarding the detention of President Nicolas Maduro and his wife and incidents involving Venezuelan institutions. Such developments present serious challenges not only to Venezuela's internal stability, but also underscore the imperative to safeguard the broader peace and security of the region. The A3 remains steadfast in its commitment to the fundamental principles of international law, including the full respect for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of states as enshrined in the Charter of the United Nations in the interest of regional stability and international peace. We believe these are essential foundations for international cooperation and peaceful coexistence. Our position underscores the importance of dialogue, the peaceful settlement of disputes, and respect for constitutional and institutional frameworks. Mr. President, the complex situation in Venezuela requires a comprehensive response that is both inclusive and nationally owned. We continue to hold that a sustainable and peaceful resolution can only be found through constructive dialogue among Venezuelans themselves, with genuine respect for the aspiration and rights of the Venezuelan people, and with the constructive support of the international community. The A3 expresses its solidarity with the people of Venezuela and reiterates the African Union's commitment to peace, stability, and mutual respect among nations and regions. It's important for all parties, both within Venezuela and in the broader international community, to exercise restraint and responsibility, upholding international law and avoiding any action that could escalate tension or threaten regional stability. The A3 stands ready to support all efforts within this council and in cooperation with regional partners to facilitate a peaceful, inclusive, and lasting resolution of the situation in Venezuela.
I genuinely regret why I did not make any moves to prevent Musa Bility from leading Liberty Party. Musa is a criminal. Musa loves money. He gets it anyway, so he thinks due is only money. Musa is under duress. Musa is working for CDC. Musa's motive and goal is to destabilize CPP so that CDC can get a second chance. Since Musa Bility became chairman, Liberty Party has not issued one governance statement or anything critical against this government. Because the gentleman falling in bed with the government to ensure a second term, the only point in Musa's deal is comments.
I'm not a politician. I was brought on board by these people. They brought me because they wanted something. You don't allow us to finish it. Come on, America. You're taking somebody impacted, convicted, 60 years something. You're not taking of me. I was supporting you. You are the Holy Ghost. You are a murderer. You are. You are on national TV ordering the torture and the slashing of the ears of the sitting president of the Republic of Liberia. You are a murderer. And you will have your day in court. And again, I thank President George Manneh Weah for cutting you loose because you were being protected by the powers that be. I thank my friend President Weah for cutting you loose, for not taking your calls.
And for comments, you want to be associated with criminal? The cause I will cause a nine lawyer. Don't tell me for joking. That I want to be independent.
When you don't have any of them, you will stop me and come for you. Nonsense. Declare the tax shall be right. Wow, figure it out.
Yes, man. It's about life and death. Want to be very clear to you. We have responsibility and cross-section of young people in this country. You have lived and dedicated your heart and soul to the Papua People Revolution. We owe them. We owe them. We owe them clearly a protection of their effort. And you come and gamble, yeah. You must be mistaken.
I do not want to state this on the microphone. I have committed myself not to be where President Weah is. As a senator, every function where the president is, I would dare not to go there so we can maintain some level of respect.
Before a woman will take you serious, it is either you have money or she have clearly seen that you have a bright future. My brother, listen to me. When you finally makes money, if a woman does not have a clear past, avoid her. Go to party, go to nightclubs. You will think they are conducting Thursday simply because a lot of young girls of nowadays are currently spending their prime with sugar daddies and married men. Once they clock 30, they will start going to church, convincing you that they are a cute person, that you should forget about her past. Do not forget about her past as well. Run away from her, my brother. Her past contains multiple devils shared among young boys, married men, and sugar daddies. You don't want to learn anything from the only son of his parents. Don't worry. Sabotage the camera.
I know of no safe depository of the ultimate powers of society, but the people themselves. And if we think them not enlightened enough to exercise their control with a wholesome direction, the remedy is not to take it from them, but to inform their direction by education. Join Love FM 105.1 and Love TV Live for the program, The Afternoon Conversation. We provide you a platform for open dialogue and intellectual exchange. We encourage listeners to think critically, challenge their perspectives, and explore different viewpoints on various subjects by fostering a respectful and inclusive environment. The Afternoon Conversation on Love FM 105.1 and Love TV Live from Monday through Friday, 2 to 3:30 p.m. Don't miss out.
The best way to say good afternoon and welcome to another time of conversation right here on your preferred dial, 105.1. My name is Rufus Divine Khan, and I'm pretty seated. And consciously, we're going to be dealing with issues of the mind. Because I always say to you, when the minds are developed, the eye is going to appreciate the works of the hands. We all know allegiance to any political party. We give equal opportunity to everyone to participate, but with the responsibility of upholding the sacredness and the moral values of the airwaves. Without invectives, you can disagree on the topic, and those who have their opinions, when expressed, you can actually agree to disagree, but it is in the best interest of our democracy so that we form a common ground. Because Liberia is the only country that we have that we, as citizens of this land, can never be deported from. So we need to uphold and defend the sovereignty of our motherland. So wherever you are, welcome to it. This afternoon, we're going to be talking about a variety of issues. But basically, my mind is actually set so that we discuss the young people, our role in society, what we need to do at this point in time, the 21st century. We are in 2026, and we are in the first month, and today happens to be the 8th day. We made all of the resolutions in 2025, the beginning of 2025. Some of us, we did not achieve those things that we have listed. Now that we are here in another year, what are your plans? And what are some of the things that you did not complete in 2025 that you thought of doing in 2026? What are the way forward? What you need to do to add value to yourself? Those are things that we're going to be talking about and looking at the political climate as well. So all these things are packaged. But I have a song for you. This song actually caught my mind since this morning. I've been playing the song. I played the song on the Positive Show. I'm about to play the song to give you, it is not in the Liberian setting. This song was produced and sung by a Nigerian. And he talked about democracy being dead. We know in Liberia, we have not gone that far yet, but all we need to do is to uphold, and have the leverage and the opportunity afforded everyone to speak their minds on issues without fear, but with respect. And I always emphasize on the media role in the growth and development of our country, because we play a pivotal role in the growth and development of our country. Our reportage, the things that we say on the radio, the information that we provide to the people, knowing that we hold the public trust. Any service lesser than the public service is a betrayer of the trust that is imposed in us. So when the people believe in us and they hold us in high esteem, we should always keep that constant and not to drop the ball below the belt by misinforming them. And at the end of the day, they tend to question our authenticity, and it also brings to play questioning our integrity as media practitioners and media institutions. So this song, the democracy, it says, democracy is dead, and it's done by Harunan Goro. He called this one, Democracy is Dead. Listen to it, a bars of it. When we come back, we start to talk on those things. It's 20 minutes down 2 o'clock. This is the afternoon conversation, and I'm Rufus Divine Connect.
You Nigerians, elections are no longer elections, they are selections. The will of the people is sold for crumbs, while politicians dine with billions they stole from you. Democracy is dead, can't you see? They buy the hungry, they bribe the corrupt. Our nation's future has been sold and bought. Ballot boxes stolen in broad daylight. Dogs with machetes turn off the light. Police stand still, they watch and grin. The system is rigged, the people can't win. They say, do or die. By hook or by crook, they must rule. And you, the people, you suffer, you starve. Yet they laugh in your face and call you fool. Democracy is dead, can't you see? They buy the hungry, they bribe the poor. Our nation's future has been sold and bought. Democracy is dead, can't you see? They buy the hungry, they bribe the poor. North to south, east to west, we all feel the pain deep in our chest. Don't let religion tear us apart. We need one voice, we need one heart. The system is united against us, but we are divided against ourselves. They use pride, they use religion to keep us blind while they steal the nation. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Democracy is dead. Can't you see? Can't you see? They buy the hungry, they bribe the poor, they bribe the poor. Our nation's future has been sold and bought. Democracy is dead. Can't you see? They buy the hungry, they bribe the poor, they bribe the poor. Our nation's future has been sold and bought. People unite, stand for your rights.
Oh yes, let us unite, stand up for the rights and responsibility that is given us as media institutions. You know, we need not to abuse these opportunities. Like I always say to us, and I love to read the creed of journalists. It tells you that our role in the society is very pivotal, and we need to uphold that sacredness bestowed upon us. So it says, I believe in the profession of journalism. I believe that the public journal is a public trust that all connected with it are to the full measure of their responsibility. Trustees for the public, that acceptance of a lesser service than the public service is a betrayal of this trust. I believe that clear thinking and clear statement, accuracy and fairness are fundamentals to good journalism. I believe that a journalist should write only what he holds in his heart to be true. I believe that suppression of the news for any consideration other than the welfare of society is indefensible. I believe that no one should write as a journalist what he would not say as a gentleman. The bribery by one's own pocketbook is as much to be avoided as bribery by the pocketbook of another. That individual responsibility and may not escape by pleading another's instructions or another's dividend. So we stop this by telling us how much we are important to the society. Kedape, how you doing? And welcome to the afternoon conversation. Let's say answer to you, the pre-birthday woman, Musu Jensen. Thank you so much for following as well. And all others following, just leave your comments on the live feed and we're going to follow up and highlight them. So we say thanks so kindly to all of you who are following at this moment via the radio or via Love TV Live on Facebook. So this is our own role. And let me begin with us, the young people in the media, before we go on to other professionals and would-be professionals. It is always good to know your role in society. When you know your role in society, it gives you a clearer understanding and puts that responsibility attached to whatever you find yourself to do. And do it to the best of your ability, because mind you, if you are not responsible or do not have that sense of responsibility, you go about doing anything and anyhow, any way you feel. But if you have that level of responsibility, beginning from your mind, like we always say, the Bible will say, as a man thinketh, so is he. So the way in which you think about ourselves is how we're going to put out our actions. So at this point in time, you as a young journalist, you as a young person, not just being a journalist from a profession, but a professional standpoint, but you as a Liberian citizen. One thing that you should hold so constant, you are a citizen of the land. For the virtue of fact that you are a journalist, it also adds value to your citizenship. Because, mind you, you go beyond to unearth those things that the people are not abreast with. Some of the things that they know, but they are not in depth when it comes to the knowledge of the things that are happening around them. It is based on the information that you provide to them that trickles their decisions. So you as a young journalist, you find yourself before the microphone every morning, seated and giving out information, be it through the print media or the electronics, wherever you find yourself contributing to the profession. Mind you, you should hold this so constant. That's why initially I read for you the journalist creed. So you have a responsibility to the country and its people. Any service lesser than the public service, the welfare of the public, is indefensible. So you need to do due diligence. Go beyond just the mere saying. That's why when I see some of my friends going the way to go, providing information that are not authentic, information that is one-sided, it becomes a problem. It burdens us who look in the direction of authenticity, because, mind you, if you sit there, you find yourself in a particular profession that needs to give the very best, but the less is given than the best, or because people want to please the political attachments or the political, interests, it becomes a problem for the nation. You are just looking at it from a one-sided point. But mind you, it has a trickle-down effect on every one of us. You may feel that, oh yes, the information that you are providing is giving, plus to your political institution that you are propagating message for. But mind you, you are endangering the rest of the population. So we need to be very cognizant on what we do as journalists, how we do it, and by what means we do these things. It comes with integrity. So you as a young person in the society, you have your role to play, most especially from this profession called journalism. It comes with glamour. There are lots of opportunities that come with the profession. But mind you, if you mind these opportunities and be swayed or because of what you've been given or the words that have been put in your ears, and you cross the belt, you go below the belt, it becomes a problem for you, because when people no longer trust you as a journalist, now you are just around the place as a propagandist. You are no longer, you only bear the name journalist, but they know you to be a propagandist. So be careful how you go about disseminating information. You need to be accurate, balanced, and very clear with the information that you provide. So being authentic, it adds value to your work. It adds value to you. It builds that morale. It is better for people to see you as being critical, and your being critical should not form part of unorthodox things. Oh yes, because you sit on the radio and you stop people and you talk about the issues and not giving credence to morals and other things, then you say you are critical. No, that's not being critical. That's rude behavior. Being critical is getting both sides of the coin, and bringing the issues to play so that the people can make the sound decisions, or the people can be the judge. You as a journalist, you are not a judge. You are there like a twin mother to unearth the things, and the people who read between lines get both sides of the story. That's why we talk about objectivity. When you read communication, it tells you that. Objectivity is one of the key. You must be objective. So when you lack objectivity, what happens? You are one-sided and it becomes a serious problem. So we must be able to do due diligence to the profession and to ourselves and the people we serve. We are servants. We must serve with diligence and commitment. We owe all to our country. We pledge allegiance to this nation. So as we take on the microphone, we sit behind the microphone, we sit on the camera, before the camera, and we have our pen. You know, we need to do due diligence. Not because you are my friend and you go wrong, then I tend to shield all the negative things that you do. No, this is not what it calls for. If that person is your brother, get the side of your brother and get the side of the accused, and you bring it to the public and let the public be the judge. But you finding a way to shield your brother or shield that friend of yours and leaving the public in disrepute, come on, it's not healthy. With that being said, after dealing with us as journalists, our role in society as young people, we must play these roles. As young people, we have so much to do when it comes to the development of our nation. Over the years, over the period of time, people tend to overlook us because the way we carry ourselves. Like for instance, someone will tell you that the way you dress is how you're going to be addressed. So if you address in an informal way and you go into a formal setting, come on, you will not be regarded. But in a formal setting, the way in which you dress formally, people will give you the high esteem. So our role to play now in this development of our democracy, John Cassie, how you doing? We need to do due diligence. Yes. So the young people, we are the backbone of any nation, and we play a vital role in its development as young people. We represent energy, we represent creativity, we represent innovation, and the potential to shift the future. The country progress largely depends on how the youth or the youthful population is guided, educated, and empowered to contribute to positively to the society. How are we going to contribute positively to the society? Those are things that we need to look at. We talk about three thematic things here: innovation, we talk about creativity, and we're talking about the energy that we have. The energy that you as a young man or a young woman has is not equated to the elderly person. That's why you often hear people say, you use the old might to plow the new ones. So that means we build our foundation on the elderly people because they are no longer, energized to run with that vision. So they become the vision bearer, and we run with the vision. So as generations come and go, that's how it is. So what we should begin with, we start up with the elderly ones. What are the things that what are the foundations that you are setting up for the young people? We say, the young people nowadays, they're not serious. The young people, you find them, they are all involved into entertainment and this one. What are you doing as an elderly person in that community or in that vicinity to guard or safeguard the young people and put them on track? When you sit there, you abuse the young people, you abuse the opportunity that should be afforded to them, you hold back these opportunities, and you suppress them. Some of them, even to the extent, you misuse our sisters, all because you have the opportunity to put them at certain jobs or so you abuse them sexually. Come on, what kind of foundation are you setting for the young people? What kind of foundation are you setting for the young people? So it is based on what the elderly people set as an example, is what the younger one's going to look at. That's the aside. You ask a young person, now I won't see, regardless of the attitudes of the other ones, I won't see myself knowing that this thing is not right and comparing the dispensation of yesterday to this one and say, oh, I'm going to get involved with things that will hinder my progress. No, I won't do it. That's why we encourage you, young people. You are very influential. You are very innovative. You are very creative. You have the energy and the zest. Align yourself with people of good morals. Align yourself with people of good character. Like I always say to you, your attitude will always pass through the office of your character. Like you always hear people say, show me your friend and I will tell you who you are. Birds of the same fellow flocks together. So if I'm associated with somebody, every time I'm around this person, all he talks about is negativity. Definitely, that energy of negativity will be attracted to me. And the possibility of me getting involved with the negative energy is 50-50. So if I'm not capacitated to the extent to transform that person from the negative to the positive, he also has the ability to transform my positive into negativity. So in order to prevent yourself from the pitfalls, get associated with people of like minds, people who are thinking about tomorrow, people who have the mind to think outside of the box in a positive direction. These are people you need to align yourself with, because iron sharpens iron. The Bible tells us that. Iron sharpens iron. So it's man. So if I want to be bright, if I want to be good in a subject, and I know very well I'm not good at math, and we have somebody who is good at math, I get myself associated with the person. Gradually, my association with that person going to yield fruitful result for me. And for every time I go around him, I ask, what are some of the formulas? What are some of the steps that you take to get these answers? And he start to put me on track. Gradually, I'm picking up from that point. But we've come to realize that most of us young people, we are not using that gift that God has given us. We have entrenched ourselves into the biopolitics to the extent we are now used as tools for destruction. Envy, jealousy, hatred has become the order of the day. That clear mentality, we have developed it so much that if it is not you, it shouldn't be me. If it is not me, it shouldn't be you. We more for the negative than the positive. In other countries, the people are constructively engaging each other. If I, Rufus Divine, come and sits on this radio and motivate people, and people are won over to my motivation, what the next man gets for eager to do is say, look, what are some of the strategies that Divine put in place to get this thing working? You get to associate with me, start to get these tips. Gradually, what he already has, he's going to add on to what I'm giving him to make a better version of himself. That's how you see development taking place. That's how you see transformation taking place. But other than that, in our society today, we don't go for these things. Most of us as young people, we tend to envy each other. We try to bring each other down. And that's why the elderly people continue to look down on us and suppress us, because if a young man is given the opportunity to serve in a capacity that he can incorporate another young person, what he does is that he makes the entire environment so sour so that people cannot look at another young person, all because he wants to be on top of the issue. That kind of clear mentality, the divide and rule method, is formed amongst us as young people, which of course we need to desist. Firstly, youth contribute significantly to the economic development of a nation. As the most active segment of the population, they form the majority of the workforce. With proper education and skills, young people drive productivity, entrepreneurship, and technical advancement. The ability to adapt quickly to new ideas and Technologies helps nations compete in a rapidly changing global economy. So now, if we, the young people, can put our eyes together, we are very creative. We're quick to adapt to things. If we can say to ourselves, look, gone are the days where we were being used as tools and to carry on violence in the country and stir up tension. And at the end of the day, they see people who put us together, they sit back, they whine and dine and laugh at us, put us at loggerhead with each other. You see that? So we, the young people, we need to stand up. We need to ask ourselves, how did we get here? We got here all because of envy, jealousy, hatred, and you just name it. And what is bringing these things? The major thing here is the politics that we are now involved with. People say, oh, politics, man, by nature we are politicians. Yes, we can constructively engage into politics without doing the kinds of things that we find ourselves doing nowadays. Where a young man will not have morals, he just speak out anyhow to elderly people, forgetting to know that he too will also get older. So do unto others as you have others to do unto you. So we must understand what you find yourself doing now, there's a time that will come, you will have to pay back. Like my late mother used to say to me, whatever you do to the elderly ones now, know that the younger ones that are coming up, they see what you do to the elderly ones, they will also do similar thing to you when you reach that level. So young people, start availing yourselves to negativity. Avail yourself to positive things. Get engaged with positive ventures. Put your hands in doing things that are positive. Don't make yourself to be a liability to the society. When people see you come and say, he coming again. Let people yearn for your presence and not to be discouraged about your presence. When you are not around, let people have that appetite for you. I mean, why is he not around? No, we need to have him here. When he's around, he gets involved into a lot of creativity. That's the energy we want to see amongst us as young people. Now when you come again, close the door. Johnson coming here, I know him here. Close the door. Madam coming again, she will get a we've got. Oh, Madam Barrow, she coming again. People have seen you and they know you to be this kind of person. So this is a niche about you. Come on, my friend. You can make an amends. It's not too late. You can make a change. Only fools don't change, but the wise change it. Some of us who sit on radio and speak to you, we have our own shortcomings. But guess what? What we try to do is we get more engaged with the positive. So when it reaches the extent that we cross the level and we get to be tempted to engage into negativity, somebody will be there and say, no, this is not the person that I know. This is not the person. They will be able to vouch for you because they will have the second thought that indeed this man or this girl is not the usual habit. You must have pushed this person to the wall that caused him to do this or caused her to do this. Let people be able to vouch for you in that form and manner. But man, I beg you, that's just who he is. But the thing I'm screaming is that the man dead. I mean, that ain't dead, man. When you talk about the thing that they get dead at all, our attitude. Your attitude will always pass through the office of your character. I always say to you, where recommendation will take you, it takes your character to keep you there. It takes your character to keep you there as a young person. So we need to avail ourselves to creativity. Perform that, but also positive energies. It's going to yield results. So we say to the elderly people, what are the opportunities that you're actually creating for the younger ones? You say they are future leaders. They are to take over from you. What are you setting? What are the benchmark are you setting? What are moral values you instilling in these young people? You choose to get them in the street to demonstrate. You chose to get them in the street to insult leaders. You chose to get them to do unorthodox things. But the meat of the issue here, to get them transformed for the betterment of the country and the family and the society they represent, no, you don't care about that. You feel that when these people are conscious-minded, they won't yield to your chicaneries. They won't yield to your tactics that you use to get to power. They won't yield to those things that you normally get them to do so that you win people over to you. Now, that's not the issue. I was saying the last time, I sat here and said the last time, no matter your status in the society, no matter whether you are from in position, opposition, what kind of position you find yourself, you need to build the minds of the people who are loyal to you. Let's take, for instance, if you are a business owner, you are so tight-handed, and you do not create that enabling environment for your employees or your co-workers. What's going to happen? They are going to stage a particular operation against you, and you are bound to fall. So let's take, for instance, this man who is very free-handed, this man who opened up to his employees, and the man from the other end who is not free-handed, he doesn't open up to his employees, he suppresses them, he doesn't want them grow. Which one of these businesses you think will actually flourish? The one that gives leverage to his employees, the one that opened up and gave all of the necessary care to his employees is bound to succeed, because what's going to happen here, these same employees will see that thing as their own. They will see that business as their own. The employees will definitely see that business as their own. They won't sit there and say, oh, that a people thing, that a man thing. So if any bad apple amongst them, they will be able to put out that bad apple, because they don't want the good image and the relationship they've built over the time with the boss to get sour. So they will expose that bad apple amongst them. Unlike the other man who's now willing to interact with his employees, who's now willing to open up to them and be kind to them, they will always create a clique. They'll always create a clique. If it calls for them to actually do something that, that will cause a serious breakdown in the business, they will do it, because you are not that kind of boss that is open to them. So they won't see your business, they won't see your institution as their own. They'll always see it as something they are just squatting on. But people who you create that enabling environment for, they will see that thing as their own. They will see that institution as their own. So these are two things. And the leaders fail to understand these things. The young people have the energy, the young people have the creativity and the innovation. They have the potential. You only need to tap into those energy and potential that will bring out the creativity and the innovation of the young people, not to abuse them with drugs. That's not the way forward. The way forward is to transform them. The Bible talks about the renewing of the mind. The adult mind is the devil's workshop. So any leader, let's speak to our present leadership. If you want to succeed in your leadership, you must be able to attack the issue that has to do with education. Because when the minds are developed, the eyes will appreciate the works of the hands. You can build all of the skyscraper in this country. You can get all of the investors in the country. When the people minds are not developed, they won't appreciate those things. So let us invest our time and resources in building the minds. You see Rwanda today? The first and foremost thing after the genocide, they tackled education, building the minds of the people, erasing all of those negative perceptions they had. Today, Rwanda is amongst the nations that people are proud of. You send your children, some of you send your children there to acquire education. Back in the days, You wouldn't have if you had the opportunity, you wouldn't have sent your child, because by that time the minds were divided. The horse divided itself cannot stand. So with the collective effort and the renewing of their mind through education and skills training, you see that place look the way it is. See, for instance, in Liberia, come here today, we see public thing, say, oh, that government thing, so we can misuse it. You see the mindset we got? When it is in the range of the public, they say, oh, that government thing, that means I can use it anyhow. I can do it anyway. Nothing will come out of it. But if I see that public facility as my own, that I've paid my tax, I'm paying taxes for, to bring these things to reality, I will definitely safeguard it. We see the road, see the streets. We throw dikes in the street. So that government thing, they end up paying people to do it. But see Rwanda and other countries, you dare do these things because you have the responsibility as a citizen to maintain these infrastructures. You have the role to play. Everyone do have the role to play. The government have her role to play. You, the citizens, do have your role to play. So these are information that we as media practitioners should be propagating on our media outlets. But when we wake up in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon, all we talk about is politics, politics. We are leaving the basic, the nuclear of the society, and dwelling on a segmented part of the society. And politics, right now, people believe the only way you can make it in this country is to get into politics. The next thing, you be very aggressive. That's how you gain popularity in our country. So a young man sees it as something that is good. Instead of him getting himself involved into skills or acquire a higher education, no, he doesn't want to get engaged with that. Why? He feels the only way he can get to be publicized and people get to know him is to get engaged with politics and be very brutal and very rude. Or you will get to know the man in a twinkling of an eye. And these are things that the population crave for. We get so engaged with these things. If I was seated here this afternoon and raining insults at leaders and elderly people, we have lots of following here. But because I'm not doing this, but I'm consciously speaking to the minds of you, the young people, and even the elderly ones, we have just very few people following. And we are not moved by multitudes. That's what I always say to you. I'm not moved by multitudes. The faithful few will cause the level of transformation that is needed. Consciously, we will speak to the conscience, and they themselves will take the message across. We don't need multitudes. The faithful few. That's why I continue to call on the education ministry to reintroduce the teaching of civics. It should be mandatory that all of our public and private schools teach civics. Civics teaches every citizen how to be responsible, knowing your roles and responsibility in society, knowing how government worked. Somebody will not come for the blind side because he wants power until he say, when you give me this seat as a representative or a senator, I'll make sure I build a role out. No, you know the roles and responsibility, the cardinal function of a representative or a legislator. You won't sit there and allow that man to cajole you in that form and manner. Go are the days those things were done. Now that consciously the people have grabbed the concept and know that it is not the roles and responsibility of the legislator to build role and do this thing, so they no longer fall prey to those kind of chicaneries or those kind of sweet talks. They know the responsibility of a lawmaker, the three cardinal function. So when you come out with a campaign message, if it is not mentioned in there, they know that this person is unserious. He's not serious. He will not want you to get your votes across to him to get him the numbers. So if our people are gaining the education, the level of education that they need, trust me, some of the challenges that we are facing as a nation will be minimized. So some politicians will not feel that, when the people get another thing, our chopping will close. Our eating place will close. Let's say hands up to you, Fifi Cholo Play. How you doing? You join us from the SD Copper Road. Thanks so kindly for joining us. Oh yes, that's the mentality of most of the politicians. When they teach you how to fish, that means you were swayed away from them. You will be independent. So what they do, they subject you to a mere beggar. Every time you must look up to them. If you are to get your rent pay, you must look up to them. If you need food in your house, you must look up to them. That's how they subject you to those kinds of limitations. But if they will open the avenue for you to be able to work and earn your living, trust me, you won't be popping around here with them. You will consciously make decisions. So that's why they continue to subject you to those kinds of things. And you call yourself around here, you are militant, you're passing around. What capacity are they building for you? Some of you were 18 when you got involved with this militancy. Now some of you are 20 or 25. What have you gained from your militancy? But every time I'm a militant, you pass around the place. When you call for demonstration, you're all around the place, forgetting to know your role and responsibility because you are not elected. You do not have the knowledge about your roles and responsibility in society as a young man or a young woman. So you feel that militancy is the only way. You sit and you just insult elderly people. You get involved with violence. That's the way you be known. But not knowing you are seated on a mine of gold. You are seated on a fountain that when you get to know the knowledge of what you have under you or beneath you, and when you tend to tap into it, it will make you even more than that man that you are worshiping, calling your leader. So that's why they continue to sway your attention from these positive conversations. They're getting involved with more negative things than the positives. So you as a young person, you need to sit and ask yourself, does it worth me being a part of? I've been a part of this militancy for quite a long time now. And if there's nothing. Year in, year out, I'm still begging for $20 and still begging around here. While my colleagues, young people of the same age are transforming, turning the negatives into positive. So we need you to associate yourself with people of positive minds. Is it one apple spoil a whole batch of apple, right? So now understand that if you are associated with people of bad morals, people of bad character, that will also spill out to you. Oh yes. So we said, firstly, youth contribute significantly to the economic development as the most active segment of the population. And secondly, we say the youth play a crucial role in social development. They are agents of change who challenge outdated practices and promote equality, justice, and social harmony. You see that? So how many of you young people are willing to volunteer in your community when it comes to development in the community? How many of you are willing to volunteer your services to the community? How many of you are willing? There is this thing in the community is very dirty. And some bright minds say, oh, gentlemen, I think we are young people in the community, let's get engaged in cleaning our community. How many of you willing? I beg you, the government clean it, I can't clean it. But you forget to know that the vast majority of the society are the young people. And the young people are so energized, creative, and innovative to transform things for the better. So we're encouraging you. We say you are agents of change who change outdated practices and promote equality, justice, and social harmony through volunteering, community service, and social activism. Young people helped address issues such as poverty, illiteracy, and environmental degradation. Their passion and commitment can bring positive transformation to society. And thirdly, we said youth are essential in political and civil development. Active participation of young people in democratic processes strengthen governance and accountability. When youth engage in leadership, policy making, and nation building activities, they bring fresh perspectives and innovative solutions to national challenges. Additionally, youth contributes to cultural and moral developments. They preserve cultural values while others modernizing them to suit contemporary society. Through arts, sports, and cultural exchanges, young people promote national identity and unity. Oh yes, in conclusion, the youth are a nation's greatest asset. When given proper education, opportunities, and guidance, they can drive economic growth, social progress, and political stability. Investing in youth is investing in the future of the nation, as their actions today determines the success and prosperity of tomorrow. With that being said, the lines are open. You listen to us for a little while now, and you tend to weigh in on those things that we've been talking. You can call us on 0887 105 105, 0778 665 073. Our numbers to call this afternoon, and let's talk about the things that matters. The young people. The young people matters. We see our friends languishing all over the streets, loading cars. Some are in the habit of taking drugs. Their association have led them to where they are. And what are we doing as leaders to transform, to change the narratives, to get these young people? If we have bulk of the young people engaged into this unorthodox behavior, what happened to the nation in the near future? We will be seriously challenged. Because mind you, you will not have the leverage to walk freely in the streets. You have the fear that when you get your valuables, come on, somebody is coming at you to harm you because he doesn't want to work. His mind's so bleak to the extent he feels that the only way he can get it is to get engaged into robbery. But if he's taught that, come what may, what that man has, if he put his mind in doing positive things, he can get more than that. Tell me, that man won't risk his life to go and steal motorbike. That man won't risk his life to go and steal phone. That person won't risk their life to get engaged into crimes. No, because he know time and chance happen to all. And based on him being engaged into positive things, it will yield fruitful results in the coming days or the coming months or year. This is 2026. Will you continue to engage into negative things and expect different results? No, my friend. Align yourself with people of positive minds. Show me a friend and I'll tell you who you are. Birds of the same feather flock together. That's why some people say, they're too selfish. I'm not selfish. I'm very open, but I choose my friends. I choose my friends. I got associates and I got friends. Friends are the ones who I'm deeply into because they have like minds and they are engaged into positive ventures. When I go wrong, they look me in the face and tell me, look, Devon, you are wrong. When they go wrong, I look them in the face and tell them they are wrong. And we find an amicable solution to right our wrongs and move ahead. We do not have that kind of envious spirit when it is not me, it shouldn't be you. No, these are not people that I associate with, that I call friends. The ones I call friends are the ones they see the worst in me and transform it for the best. We have other associates. Oh, hello. Yes. but people we are deeply aligned to. People, when we go wrong, they look us in the face and tell us that we are wrong. We won't sugarcoat it. And after they have told us that we're wrong, they look us in the face and find an amicable solution to right the wrong. So that friend, always you find yourself, and and for every time you say, oh yeah, but you're cool. Then when you leave, they say, sure, that one, let's start there. That one, she did so, she did. When you're around, they act like they so much love you. These are not friends. A friend will wish to get the best out of you for your transformation and see that you are hitting higher. And not the ones who will see you doing the wrong thing and heal you and tend to bring you down. Show me a friend and I'll tell you who you are. Birds of the same feather flock together. So the Bible instructed us to love our neighbors as ourselves. But it gave us a free moral will to choose our friends. There are people we have in our space or we allow in our space. They come to distract us. They are distractions. And people we have in our space, when you consciously get them, they transform you. So know the two. So you choose your friends. You are given the will to choose your friend. But you can love everybody, but you can choose your friend. There are people who you allow in your space, they serve as distraction. So you need to learn this as a young person. And we have a lot of people who are attracted to us because of fame. They know that Divine is on the radio, he has the opportunity or the airwaves, and this Divine is situated at this point. So they want to align with you. They want to have that close proximity. Yes. So, Divine, my friend. Oh, yeah, Divine, my man. I know that maybe you call my phone and call the man, Jenna. The man will answer. Success attracts a lot of negative people. Let's get to know this. Success attracts a lot of negative people than the good ones. So you must be grateful when you have a friend who will look you in the face when you go wrong and tell you that you are wrong, unlike the ones when you are wrong and you know you are wrong, but they heal you and tell you, yeah, you're on the right track. Oh, Paku, you're strong. That is not a friend. That person is an enemy creating a serious pit for you. That's why you see a lot of our leaders, they fail. A lot of our leaders have fallen because they love praises. Oh, yes. Even when they're doing the wrong thing, you must rain praises at them. Then they feel so comfortable. No. But the ones around them that will look in the face, Chief, the one you do it is not right. We need to do it this way. This will you a fruitful result. This has a long-term benefits. Though it will take a longer time, but it will be very beneficial for you and the entire, something. But these are the people that will take fire away from us. They won't allow you to know. That how they can say, you won't allow you to know. Come on. These are people, that's why I always say to you, I appreciate those who criticize me. You know why? In your criticism, there may be fights. And it helps to put me on track to make the better version of myself. Not everything I say or do on the radio, and the main, but come to think about it. There are some things that I will do or say that are not in line. So if I'm being criticized for it, and I go I own up to all those things. That's why I always say there are two things in this life you should always take responsibility for, no matter what. Your fortune and that of your misfortune. Especially your misfortune. Own up to it. Tidi just said there are people who walk away from us. Not that they are bad, but their part in our life story is over. Stop reawakening the dead when it is dead. Let it go and live with the memories that comes. If you sit down there and say, oh, I don't want to be associated with anybody, I'll be by myself. At the end of the day, yes, you want to be by yourself, but no man is an island. You need somebody to accompany you. Not everything you would think about will be right. So if the next man is around you who is consciously thinking in a positive direction, will correct you in that your thought, so that you get to view the fruitful results that are needed. but you all by yourself, everything that you come on, my man. Not everything is. Some of us, we have those attitudes. We feel that everything we should be right, and it is wrong. You are not right, regardless of your status. The little man do see what you don't see. Likewise, what you see ahead, the little man don't see it. But wisely, consciously, when you hear people calling you to attention, it means something. Not everything you go to do is right. So have a listening ear as a leader. Have a listening ear as somebody who wants to grow in life. You must have a listening ear. Not everything you go to do is right, my friend. So let's know these things. A hint or wise is quite sufficient. The one who has ears, let him hear. 0887-105-105, 0778-665-073, and numbers to call this afternoon. And from part of the program, the afternoon conversation right here. I'm used to the morning hours now. The afternoon conversation right here on Love FM 105.1. My name is Rufus Divine Cannon. So let's get to talk. Let's talk. It's good that we talk about these things. These kinds of conversation will help to transform the minds of people who find themselves in these situations. Not because we are less busy, so we take up the time to just, talk. We want to have a level of transformation taking place amongst especially the young people. If we continue to caution the young people in a positive direction, somebody somewhere listening to the conversation will understand that he made error along the way and he found himself to where he is now. He can make an amends. He can decide to move ahead. So 0887-105-105, 0778-665-073 are numbers to call. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about these things, those things that matters. We can transform this nation only when our minds are developed. You can bring who from where? When the minds of the people are not transformed, they will never appreciate the works of the hands, even yourself. So long you have that kind of negative perception about yourself, you will never be pleased with the things that you do. You will always limit yourself. That kind of limitation will always take siege of the matter. Even when you have done your utmost best, you will never see it as the best thing that you've done because your mind is so limited. As a man thinketh, so is he. So just how you have a limited thought is how your action going to be. Anything that you see somebody doing, it starts from the mind. They have processed it in their mind. So let's get to think about these things and let us talk about them. The more we talk about it, gradually we get the numbers and the level of transformation will take place in our nation. And we begin with our young friends. The young people play a pivotal role in the transformation of the country. If we can get the young people attention to doing positive things, or they will not avail themselves to negative things, come on, Liberia will be transformed in a twinkling of an eye. So you as a young man or young woman, don't keep yourself in hostage by a political loyalty. No. So long as my party, then I mean, in Aku, our party said, our party meant, come on, my friend, you are aging. You look so older than your age even. You are 45, you still calling yourself youth. You 35, you still calling yourself youth and still talking about future. No, you don't have a future. You are already living your future. Those who should be talking about the future are the 18s, the teenagers going up to at most 25. Those are future people there. But you in your 30s, you are already in your future. So what are you doing to transform the world around you? What are you doing to transform your mind, to renew your mind for positivity? You always align yourself with people who always think in the opposite direction. You're going so, and then they're looking behind. You know why the view mirror is smaller? Why the windshield is bigger? Is because your focus is ahead. You're moving ahead. So that view mirror is only there to remind you that you have people coming behind you, or you have opposing, views and stuff. That's why you have the small view mirrors on the car. Yeah. So you just peep through. You can look there too much. You peep through and you look ahead. So you see the analogy there? So it's for you to look ahead. The bigger picture. Look at the bigger picture. That small view mirror you see there, so it's just for you to peep, to look at your past, or look at where you were and forge ahead for the betterment of your future and that of the people around you. 0778-665-073, 087-105-105. Our numbers to call this afternoon and form part of the program, The Afternoon Conversation. My name is Rufus Divine Cannon. I await your call. Let's get a bass of this song.
Nigerians, elections are no longer elections, they are selections. The will of the people is sold for crumbs, while politicians dine with billions they stole from you. Democracy is dead, can't you see? They buy the hungry, they bribe the court.
0778-665-073, 0887-105-105 are numbers to call. We have Belly. We should be leaving out here for that's at 3:30. So we got barely a few minutes to go. So it's 13 past 3. So get to talk. Let's talk the talk as we walk the walk. 0887-105-105, 0778-665-073.
Democracy is dead, can't you see? They buy the hungry, they bribe the court. Our nation's future has been sold and bought. Democracy is dead, can't you see? They buy the hungry, they bribe the court. Our nation's future has been sold and bought. North to south, east to west, we all feel the pain deep in our chest. Don't let religion tear us apart. We need one voice, we need one heartland. The system is united against us, but we are divided.
Systematic approach. The system is united against us as young people. So what we need to do is to build a unity amongst ourselves as young people to transform the world around us.
Democracy is dead, can't you see?
Where are the young people? Where are the youth of the nation? How are we thinking? So as a man thinketh, so is he. 0887-105-105, 0778-665-073.
And you, the people, you suffer, you starve. Yet they laugh in your face and call you fool. Democracy is dead, can't you see? They buy the hungry, they bribe the court. Our nation's future has been sold and bought.
0887-105-105, 0778-665-073. Speaking to the conscience of the young people.
Our nation's future has been sold. feel the pain deep.
You are never a failure until you stop trying.
Tear us apart.
Even when you fall,
One voice.
dust yourself up and try it again.
The system
Failures are those who stop trying
us,
whenever they fail.
but we are divided against ourselves.
Voice LSCs, they do grow.
Who's trying? They use
So be careful of the voice that you utter.
to keep us blind while they steal the nation.
0887 105 105 0778 665 073. Call, let's talk. Give your own pep talks to young people. We can make the difference. Oh yes, let's go to the line and talk to this person. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, how you doing?
Wonderful. What's your name and join us from where?
Yeah, my name is Benjamin Mastaki. I'm calling from down 4th Street.
Benjamin, let's hear you.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for the topic on discussion. It's very great. So if the young people of the college can pay attention to you and listen to you, everybody and who got mindset or whatever we're trying to do, because as a young man, if you continue to run beyond someone that you feel that they have money, they will continue to use you, so it's like your future will be better. So I just want to say thank you for the message, and I'm willing for everybody or every young people to listen to you. So thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. Oh yes, collectively we can transform the nation. We have the energy, we have the innovation, the creativity.
In broad daylight,
Let us stop limiting ourselves.
turn off the light.
Let's say, for instance, if you have employment opportunity put out,
The people
and we all say the people already get it, people.
do
You have limited yourself. There's nothing more than trying.
like crook, they must rule.
Apply.
And you, the people, you suffer, you stop.
Maybe that person that is needed is you.
Yet they
But because you have limited yourself,
call
you
you.
have developed the mindset that the employment opportunities the people put out, they already got at people, so you are not going to waste your time. Right there, you have defeated yourself. Get engaged with the process. Take every opportunity serious. You don't know.
Our nation's future.
Not because it did not work for you yesterday that it will work for you today. This is 2026. Make use of every little opportunity wisely. Because time and change happening to all. It's not about the pleasure. Oh, you take me, you get me to one entertainment center. The only thing you can do for me good is to give me a lot of liquor. I drink liquor, or you get me to food center. I eat enough to go home now. No transportation. I gotta look up to you to give me transportation. To even have fitting food on the table of your children, you don't have. But that friend of yours who came from abroad or who is working in government or have money, the only thing he does is that to carry you to liquor table and make you drunk. Oh yes. If you want to womanize or you want to do something extra, he gave money and pay for that kind of service. Something that will destroy you. He's willing to support that. But something that will transform you for the better, he doesn't care about that. You need to go to school. You go to that person, oh, I get it, I just pay and the other fees here and other thing. But when it's time for you to drink, as soon as you say, Mama, give me one bottle, you get a man full. He's willing to give you that kind of money to buy liquor, but he's not willing to impart knowledge, to give you that opportunity of transformation. He always wanting you to look up to him, that kind of crab mentality. So they suppress you. Logically, they use that kind of strategy to suppress you. Then ignorantly, you sit there and say, yes, you are loyal. That's not loyalty, that's stupidity, my friend. Our party, Mendy, our party. What are you benefiting from the party? What kind of transformation is the party causing in your life? Some of the people today, some of you carry around here. Oh, we're all in the trenches. We are doing this for the party. Now you get you get an opportunity. You ain't want to look at us. Now, I want to always say to you, as a young person, when you are behind politicians, don't forget about yourself. Empower yourself. Self-empowerment is more beneficial to you than any other thing. When you are in power, you're looking for the power. Okay, yes, you want state power. Your party, you propagating the message all in the trenches, forgetting about yourself to acquire knowledge. So when you get the power now, then they're looking for competent people. You are not competent. Though you are all in the trenches with the propagation of the message, but guess what? The message resonated with the people. Now it's time to do the job. The opportunity, state power is given you. What can you do? You are incapacitated. Right there, you start to blame. Oh, and all the things we do at the party neglected us. You see that? So the party people now, what they need to do in return is to empower you, the partisans, by educating you. Let's get to the line and talk to this person. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, brother.
How are you? What's your name and the journal somewhere?
Okay, my name is James Case. I'm calling from Tour Street.
James, let's hear you.
Brother, we not get leader in the country become one. They are just fooling people. When you stand by them, it come a time. What do you want to get from other you want to finish getting done with you? And one, we will enforce you for you to join them. They cannot bypass society that they're in. We will enforce you for you to join them. So there's a reason people always be there begging them for small things. But for me, I don't even get a time. I don't even get a respect for them because one, they get other leaders. They are putting people in a lot of things because there's a reason people are respecting their own parents who they son because the father behind it, they leader there, the court said leader. And the other leader, the social society leader. And we continue that, the country will not be good for all. Totally, we'll let people there, you must be on the radio station at least telling us on ATM. Because if you not know what you're doing, when it comes to time you die, you will die and sing. And it will carry you and sing. And it will be totally bad for you. Thank you for the program, brother.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So that's it. You behind the person here. Let's say, for instance, you are a follower of me. You know, every time you're around me, and all I do, the only thing I can offer you is to buy beans for you to eat every day. Every day in the morning, again, you lower to me to feed you. In the evening, you lower to me to feed you. The day will reach a point where maybe my hand will be shut. I cannot afford to give you. What happens? It becomes a problem right there. So I must be able to capacitate you by giving you the opportunity to acquire knowledge for yourself so that you make money of your own. I must be able to empower you so you learn something so that you can benefit from it. Actually, you always be looking up to me. Come on. They always want you to pile up with them. That kind of pile up style of life. When you want to drink water, I say, oh, people, I mean, one bottle of water, they say, go take it. Put it on my bill. Oh, yeah, I want email. Oh, yeah, get it, man, food. But when it comes to your education, when it comes to your empowerment, they don't want you to be empowered. Then you say you're loyal to those kind of people. That's not loyalty, that's stupidity. You must learn this. That's complete stupidity because you will not always, that person will not always be in the position to do what he finds himself doing for you. He must be able to create an avenue that you will be able to fetch for yourself. Come on. Be wise. Young people, we have the energy. We have the creativity, the innovation. Let us put this thing to, let not yourself be moved. Don't limit yourself. Think outside of the box. You are a young person. You got energy. You just reduce yourself to a bare ball. Come on. You have 24 hours in the day. All you do is just behind people. You're a follower. You're just following. And not for a good reason, you know. You follow them all because they're giving you handouts. But they don't want to empower you so that you can have followers too. Then you say you're a lawyer. That's not loyalty. That's stupidity, bro. You are. Yeah, man. That's stupidity. You put on some military form or I know uniform or what? You walking in the street, bending your back, and you say you that lawyer, that person send that child was in 10th grade, while you are still meditating behind a mile of the path. That child graduated from high school, you still meditating. No, nothing to show positive. That child went for the first degree, 4 years, he got it. You go for master 2 years, you not come back. You stay meditating, stay behind my part, you get gray hair off. Nothing you can show. At the end of the day, the man the part retire. You now you money that child. You stay meditating behind that child. What that child in 10th grade, you're the meditating behind the power. What mindset is that? You need to be empowered. Don't limit yourself. You can make the change. It's not too late. You wasted the entire 2025 on meditation. This 2026, you must make an amends. Say, no, I'm tired of being a meditant. I need to be transformed. That others can also follow me too. Let me lead. That's why I always say to people, I lead and others follow. And I'm speaking in the open heavens. As a man thinketh, so is he. So the voice that I utter is taking root. That's why every time, wherever I go, when I start from scratch, I head up to the top. Because that's my mentality. God first. I always profess these things. People take it for fun, but that's the reality. Your words are like seeds, they do grow. So if you sit down there, you say, people think, well, we just manage you, and that's here for that how you be from hand to mouth. Think big. Think outside of the box. Stop limiting yourselves. You can be the best version of who you want to be. Stop limiting yourself. You must start from somewhere, yes, but if that person doesn't value the service that you render to them, but they're subjecting you to what they want, come on. Say no. Walk away. You are bigger than what they're subjecting you to. Hey, yeah, meditate, yeah. You go try right, you go cause that, you call on the radio and you start the people. That what you always do for the rest of your life? Then when they get the power, they sit down in the cruising vehicle, air conditioned home, air conditioned car, air conditioned office. You don't even see them around again. You even to pick up phone, you place a call to them, they won't even look at, they even block your number. Then you start to live with the regret. If I had known. That's stupidity. That stupidity can make you to end up with that word, if I had known. So the time is now. It's never too late. Look at yourself. A very a smart gentleman. Why will you limit yourself to just being a parapo? Or in the name of party mandate. Now a party. But the party is not seeking your welfare. The party is not making sure that you are empowered. That's why I said to some of my friends, even the ones from the previous regime, I said, bro, it's not about the position. Now, what you can do is to seek the scholarship that is available, go and empower yourself. Government can come and go. You will have that knowledge. They will not take it from you. But when the time passes, you get your position, the time passes, your government is in Liberia now. So long you are from the party, you are brought into the limelight by the party. When the party going, all of you packing your bag. It's no longer based on professionalism. No, it's based on party line. So when the party win, all the other people from the other party, you're going. Then they bring in their own people. That's how they do it nowadays. It's no longer based on professionalism. So in order to preserve yourself and put yourself in the right position, don't be so eager for job. Job will come. Go and acquire the knowledge. If you have the means, the opportunity to go and get the scholarship that is available, let them give you scholarship. Don't take job. Take the scholarship and go and learn. When you come back, you can be your own boss. If even you don't want to work in government, you can be your own boss. And you behind the party and you're passing around. Oh, our party. You're not learning something. The day the party have because any opposition, you are government in waiting. And blessing it for your party win. You think that they come go over because you're Mate man, you are the loudest battle cry chair. No, they're going for competent people who have the credentials. Are you there? The only thing they know about you. Oh, say, Paco, you score. Like, so that that's why they will limit you. You saw this in previous government. And you are now seeing it in this present government. They go after people of competence. They go after you because you have the louder voice in battle cry. Or you used to stay in front of the group to trunk and throw stone or call on the radios. No, they're looking at that. They're looking at competency. How competent you are. What you can bring to the table. They're not looking at, oh, you are in the trenches again. No. They're looking at what you can bring to the table. Professionalism. And some of you who are in the constant habit of mixing professionalism with politics, now understand, when you are placed to a professional place, take out your political gambit, separate your politics, your political life from your professional life. That's why you see a lot of elderly people, more especially in the foreign ministry and those big institutions around here, they are still in government. Government comes, government go. They are still there. You know why? Because they differentiated politics from professionalism. Some of you, by hope or crow, maybe you got some kind of chance on the party mandate, the places somewhere. You want to show that you're the only party person. You're wearing barracks. You're wearing a jacket. You're wearing a party regalia. When the people talking, you all in the midst, say our party, our time, and this one. At the end of the day, when the time comes and your party time ends, the first person they're going for are you, because you have shown that your ability of being to that place was only based on the party mandate. It was not based on professionalism that they brought you to that place. That place is a professional place, so you need to maintain and remain in the scope of professionalism, not party line team. That's why you see that people, even you see some of the people, they were in previous government. They are still in the present government because they played that card well, not because they wanted to align with, no. Professionally, they did their job. They separated themselves from the politics of the day. That's common sense. You don't have to be around here. Oh, party, our party, our party, our. At the end of the day, you left by the wayside. Learn today. Simple knowledge. Wisdom comes from God. The Bible says we should seek wisdom. In all of our getting, we should get wisdom. And wisdom comes from where? God. So you sit down there and you did some, you that one. At the end of the day, you lack wisdom. You are a fool. 0778 665 073 0887 105 105 are numbers to call. Let's talk about these things. Let's push logic and reasoning this afternoon. Let us leave the hardcore politics. How the other person built a bridge, or that me initiated the contract, and then you're bidding in now, and our project, and you stop those things. They are so petty. What are you doing to transform the minds of the young people? The young people who will take over from you. And you, the young people, you sitting there too, and you blindfolded, and our party. You know, sometimes it bothers me. I go to somebody at Tire Center, just sit down there, not getting involved with the conversation. You see some of the people, they don't even have, they're fitting $10 to buy a tie. But they're sitting down there, our party, we did this, and why? Come on. What is your impact? What impact it had on you? Bro, you need to think about it. Ask yourself. They do my politics. It's not helping. It's dividing us. So consciously, as a conscious-minded person, you need to read between the lines. Read between the lines. Call a spade a spade. Your self-empowerment is greater than that political quest or that political loyalty that becomes stupidity. 0887 105 105 0778 665 073 are numbers to call. Let's talk about these things that matters. Our sisters, listen. As beautiful as you are, yes, I'm young. Any man can see me and want me. No, my sister. So get to understand this. The dispensation we find ourselves, how beautiful you are, Princess Tara. My friend, if you are not productive, a man will just use you, he will use you sexually to quench his sexual test or his sexual quest, but he will never see you as somebody to spend future with. So know this today. Learn something, acquire some skills. They got a lot of vocational schools around here. So when they give you that 150 to pour weave on your empty score, but you get nothing, you pour all that 150 behind that false hair and nothing in your brain. While your friends are struggling, they're going to these vocational schools, acquiring knowledge that they will be able to make their own money, and they get more than that hair, double or triple or quadruple of the hair that you're seeking, that you're going to give your body for. Learn something, put something in that score that you want to pour that Brazilian weed on. Put something there. So when you have somebody in your life, if they give you 10 cents, you're able to make that 10 cents out of 5 cents. Or 10 cents out of 11 cents. That's the kind of dispensation we're going through now. Not because you find, no, find a normal thing. Yeah, find a normal thing. You must be productive. Productivity. Yeah, man. Let's be real. We must speak truth to power. We must speak consciousness to our listeners. Because at the end of the day, without talking politics, that's how you're going to adapt yourself to the lifestyle of politicians. Forgetting to know the reality. You make the politicians. The politicians don't make you. You make them. And you have the authority. Because all power is inherent in the people. So says the Constitution. So if you sit down there, you make politicians gods over you, at the end of the day, they will use you and abuse you. But if you see yourself as value as you are, build your capacity, they will run after you. They will know your wealth. Who tells you that the people you know, they can read between the lines? They know who is who. They won't just play anyhow with you. But if you make yourself, that's something the both people call familiarity. When you are too familiar, people get too familiar with you, they tend to lose respect for you. They disrespect you to the highest core. People too familiar, you're too available to people. It becomes a problem. That quality of yours will lust. You will lose that quality. You're too available. Come on, my friend. A hint to a wise is quite sufficient. The one who has ears, let him hear. Shall we wind down the curtains? On today's edition of the Afternoon Conversation, 0887 105 105 0778 665 073 are numbers to call this afternoon, and let's talk about it. We're pushing logic and reasoning here. Yeah. Let's talk about it. Don't develop that kind of envious style of life. Oh, and because it's not you, it shouldn't be the other people. You're causing animosity for yourself, all because you want to please a politician. And at the end of the day, they doubt you. You got no face. Politicians only have interests. They do not have permanent friends. So be wise. Don't cast a dark cloud over yourself, all because of an individual or group of individuals who are formed in a political scheme. Come on, my friend. Let's get this on. When I come back, I wind down the curtains on today's edition of the Afternoon Conversation. My name is Rufus Divine Cunning. I lead and order follow. First among equals. Of course, I'm destined for greatness.
It's sold for crumbs, while politicians dine with billions they stole from you. Democracy is dead, can't you see? They buy the hungry, they bribe the court. Our nation's future has been sold and bought. Ballot boxes stolen in broad daylight. Thugs with machetes turn off the light. Police stand still, they watch and grin. The system is rigged, the people can't win. They say, do or die. By hook or by crook, they must rule.
Well, it was wonderful being here with you.
And you, the people you suffer.
We crossed the mark for a water class.
Yet they laugh in your face.
I still believe in you and you, that you can make that amends
Can't you
and make a positive change in your life. You are never a failure until you stop trying. Whenever you fail, try again. Mahatma Gandhi said in our quote, the difference between what we do and what we are capable of doing will surface to solve most of the world's problems, unquote. I always remind you of this. Two things in this life you always be remembered for: the problems you create and the problems you solve. And you must take responsibility of two things in your life: your fortune and that of your misfortune. In Union Council says the show, with God above our rights to prove, we over all prevail. With hearts and hands, our country cause defending, we meet the foe with valor unpretending. Hope this segment of our broadcast provided knowledge. The opportunity is yours to join us, God's willing, next Thursday, or better still on Tuesday, when I will be around here. But for the rest of our broadcast,
enough is enough. Democracy.
This is Love Radio 105.1. I'm Rufus Divine Cunning. Have yourselves a wonderful and God bless day. Bye-bye.
Can't you see?